So, guys, I know you've been getting a lot of our after shows lately, and we really appreciate the support. We've heard some great feedback, but we know that we've been kind of missing out on some of the news items that have been floating around the internet, Reddit, et cetera, et cetera. So we wanted to do a quick show and talk about some of the big trailers that just dropped: Wonder Woman, the Ghostbusters, Black Widow, and talk a little bit about CCXP and some of the stuff with Snyder. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy this. And again, let us know your thoughts. Meanwhile_pod. And so let's hit the music.
Meanwhile, back on the podcast, four colossal nerds named Subba, Chris, Christina, and Frank have set out to take on a great darkness that has enveloped the world of fandom. With their powers of common sense and the strength to take on even the most butt-hurt Twitter mobs and insufferable comment section trolls, they fight for truth, objectivity, and nuance in the conversation and debate over fictional made-up shit.
Welcome back to another episode of Meanwhile Back on the Podcast. I'm Frank.
Saba.
I'm Chris.
I'm Christina.
Guys, we got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about the Wonder Woman trailer, Black Widow, Ghostbusters, and of course, I can't get on a microphone with all this Snyder shit going down and not have anything to say.
Okay.
I'm looking around the room right now. You should see the faces. They're like, again? Listen, there's reason to talk about it, okay? Don't you agree?
Yeah.
2 film cans.
3 hours and 42
3
minutes.
hours and 32 minutes. We have a runtime. There's something to this, man. There really is something to this now.
Why? Why is it so long?
I like the fact that it's long.
Why?
So we're talking about the Snyderverse.
I wonder if
we're
it's
talking
like-
about the Snyderverse. I feel like we
Snyderverse.
should start talking about
The
it.
Snyder cut.
I wonder if it's like
the Justice League Snyder cut.
unedited footage is 3
Yeah,
hours
exactly.
long.
Exactly.
Okay. Did you see the photo that they posted of the film cans?
No.
So Zach posted a photo of the actual film canisters that says Justice League Director's Cut on it.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
in
So it's
his
cut.
fucking
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Right?
People watched it. They've been
Yes,
watching it.
Jason Momoa watched it. I think
The
Henry
only problem, Frank, is that like no matter how good this is,
Yeah.
your
I know, brother.
your hopes are
I know.
so much higher.
So high.
It's
You have
probably
no
gonna
idea.
be really good.
I'm just so disappointed that people can mobilize for something that's not a real problem in the world.
You said this-
I know.
you
I
said
said
this
it before.
before.
I stand
You
by
said this
it. I stand
before.
by it. Every time you say
said this
Snyderverse,
before.
it hurts my heart.
I mean, I care for the
Snyder
homeless,
Cut.
but I also care for Snyder Cut. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I just don't care about Snyder Cut that much
much, yeah.
compared to like the other problems in the world.
Yeah.
I'll
We'll
watch
see.
it.
We'll see if this
I'll
leads
watch
to
it
anything.
when it comes out.
I mean, it seems like there's an upward momentum building behind it for sure.
I think so.
I'm
So,
quite
Frank,
I think so.
indifferent
your
to
wish.
whether or not it gets released or not. There's going
Well-
to be a new Justice League movie at some point in time anyway.
Yes,
so.
but it may be in a different context now. So one of the things I want to do within the next couple episodes is there's a lot of people talking that the DC lineup, the upcoming lineup for the DC films, is actually better than the upcoming lineup for Marvel.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
I really
Yeah.
want to cut into
I think-
that.
I think
really want to
DC
talk
is
about
fine.
that.
Finally-
You go ahead.
They're finally starting to explore like other characters and other stories. We're gonna get something besides like
Yeah.
Batman and Superman and
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm really excited
And
about
I actually
that.
said it on the news face of Marvel. I actually firmly believe that the heart and like the core of the Marvel universe is gonna go into Disney Plus, and the movies are gonna be good. They're gonna be the good standalone movies, but the power, the momentum is now in
Like
the Disney
Falcon
Plus
and
shows
Winter Soldier
and
and,
the rest of them. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I think they're past their prime in a way, because it's like what bigger story is there than the Avengers?
That's
really?
what I think. It
Right.
depends on what stories they tell. So.
Yeah, but they're always gonna be second fiddle.
I
to
don't
the
know.
Avengers.
We talked about the Eternals in one of our episodes,
Yeah.
and it sounds like there could be a lot there. As it sounds like it sounds like oh man, what's his name? Thanos is just one of many godly
Deviants.
beings.
Yeah,
who can
it'll
be-
it'll get bigger and bigger for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was that like property wise, like Avengers is the biggest property. It's the Justice League. It's the gold standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like
If
the
they
rest of
find-
them are side characters.
If they find a way to do like X-Men really well,
X-Men or Fantastic Four. I agree.
Fantastic Four, they just fucked up.
yeah, I
many
don't
times.
think-
No. They can fix it. Spider-Man was also fucked up at one point. Let's not forget.
They'll
fix it.
The
Fantastic
third
Four can be
Spider-Man
done
movie-
right. Like, okay, listen. You know what the blueprint is for the Fantastic Four? The Incredibles. Like, that's it. Just do something very
The
close to the
Incredibles
Incredibles.
is so much better.
Yeah.
It's just
Like, what? Like, why can't they get Brad Bird just to write
There's so much,
to write Fantastic Four? Like, that would be the most ideal situation possible.
the characters in The Incredibles are just so real and
Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah.
And some of them are funny.
And that's what the Fantastic
fashion,
Four is supposed to
Edna,
be.
the fashion designer,
I
she's
love
just
her.
Yeah.
freaking
she's awesome.
hilarious.
And that's what
I
the
want to
Fantastic
see
Four is
the
supposed to
Emily
be.
Blunt like John Krasinski Fantastic Four. That
Yeah.
would be dope.
Yeah.
Because like I think they can do it and they pull that off.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, just quickly touching back on the whole Snyder thing. So, can we all agree now that the film is complete? Obviously, that all this bullshit about the effects not being done and blah 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 blah, and there's like holes in the film and like that's dead now, right? Don't you guys think?
I
With a
think so.
runtime and with being
I
like
think-
So it
photos of the canisters.
exists. It exists.
I think if they
Okay.
can
Watched
release
it.
special effects disaster like X-Men Origins Wolverine, they can goddamn release
Fucking
Snyder
right,
Cut,
dude.
right?
Fucking right.
Like if that's
Great example.
if that's your like fucking like thing, that's your reason
Yeah.
because the effects aren't done.
Yeah.
You gave us like cartoon claws on Hugh Jackman, so
Yeah.
don't give me this shit.
Yeah.
Different company, but you get my point.
Yeah. Well, we do have plans to do a deeper dive into the Snyder stuff because there is an actual narrative that's been released that we can actually talk about, like in terms of what's in the story. And I really want to dive into that with you guys because I think you'll be excited about certain parts. I think you'll be excited about certain parts. So yeah, but obviously, with Wonder Woman 84 coming out too, there's a lot of momentum for the Snyder Cut, without a doubt, right? Like, and we all saw the trailer, so let's dive into that. So, my first impression, it looks fucking phenomenal as far as visually. It looks great. Gal Gadot looks amazing. I love the 80s vibe.
I love the music that they were playing. Actually,
Yes, and that is like the 80s vibe. But then when it got to the mall, I was like,
Stranger Things.
Starcourt,
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Like that's exactly what came to mind, like almost
But that
immediately.
was the thing. Like that was mall culture. Like in 80s, like
Yeah.
mall culture was like a really big thing.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that she's in America, like not in Europe in that scene. Like she's definitely in the States because I don't know if mall culture was a thing like
Yeah.
in Europe as much. Or
I
at
think
least
she's in
that.
Washington. I think that's going to be the setting. That's the vibe that I got.
Do you think the photo is going to be like the photo that he had of her inside the Justice League? That Clark Kent. I was gonna say Ben Affleck, but Batman had of her. You know, he had the photo of her and he like found it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be that one,
Oh, okay.
right? And we'll see that one being taken because she's like, there's a thing where she's coming out and there's like cameras and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
right.
that wasn't used referenced before. I don't think that photo. No, wait. Yes, it has. Hasn't it? In that was the photo he took with Chris Pine.
Yeah, in
it was
in the
that
Wonder
one.
Woman
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
It was that one, but there was
Yeah.
also like, oh, I saw you in this like footage in like the 1980s or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the surveillance footage and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the stuff that Lex Luthor had, maybe I don't know, but Chris, what'd you think of the trailer?
I thought it looked good. I thought the color, like the color correction itself, but like by itself, I love that about the first Wonder Woman.
It's so
just, like,
bright
it
and
looked-
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like it had its like Wonder Woman. The first one had its own look.
Yeah.
And this one has like a completely different one.
Yeah.
But they're nailing it down right. Like I'm really excited for this for sure.
Yeah, and they're definitely nailing the theme. Like, love is going to be a big theme because
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's the one character that will always use love as kind of like, I don't want to say a weapon, but almost as like a foundation in everything that she does, right? It's a big part of her motivation for sure.
And I like how in the first one it was like the colors were very indicative of her ideals and
Yes.
compared to the rest of them because she was this brightly colored armored warrior that
Yeah.
stood for hope in this very bleak muted colored battlefield.
Yeah.
And now like they're changing the dynamic. She's like in a brighter world now. It's like they're telling you right away from the trailer
Yeah.
that it's a completely different feel from
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah, Christina, what do you think of the trailer?
I don't know. I'm not like a huge fan of like the Wonder Woman stuff too. So it looked fun. Like this one kind of like I feel like it's gonna be nostalgic in a lot of ways. I feel like maybe it's kind of more in line with like a Captain Marvel sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
There's one thing I forgot to mention.
What?
We saw Steve Trevor. I'm a really big Chris Pine fan.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, he's
yeah,
back.
we need an explanation as to how this guy's alive.
We do, but I'm happy. Any explanation they have, I'll take.
I'm ready for a more fun Wonder Woman movie. Like
Have you guys ever seen Xena? It's the ambrosia.
I love Xena. Okay.
She got the ambrosia. It's the same it's the same mythology. I'm telling you, it's some like immortal thing.
It is weird.
They turned Chris Pine into an immortal?
Well, because here's the thing, he didn't know.
ambrosia,
He didn't
you
know what a
come back.
garbage can. Like he was like she
Yeah,
was
I saw
telling
that
him-
part. That was funny.
She was telling him what everything else. So like the roles are now
Everything's
reversed.
art. And he's like looking at the garbage can. He's like, that's art?
Yeah, but the roles are reversed because before, like, he was
Yeah.
showing her
She
this
was the
world, and
naive
now,
one.
Right.
so wherever he was, we can assume he was like frozen
Right.
somewhere.
Oh, God,
a
don't do
la,
that.
Like
Right.
Captain America,
They've
like,
done that before.
but you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
one thing you can assume, or
Yeah.
not assume, but like in some sort of way, like because he's obviously like just woken up, and it is like
Yeah.
now 1984. Then begs the question:
Could be Hades.
What happens to him at the end? Because obviously we don't see him
No.
in current
No.
day.
But doesn't that poke a lot of holes in the dialogue between Batman and Wonder Woman in Justice League?
It would, but if it
Because
has a
isn't she
tragic ending-
remembering him from World War One?
That's right. Yeah, that makes sense.
That is interesting, yeah. Because you could
It's
just take
probably an
another
imposter
picture.
or something.
I hope not. I don't know. I think it might just have a tragic ending again.
Interesting. Huh.
Snyder would do that.
There's no indication
Snyder
of
would
this.
do that.
There's no indication of this in the trailer, but
Yeah.
I'm really hoping it's some like Hades shenanigan where she like goes to Hades and like tries to get him out of it or something.
That would be a better
Oh, that'd be
explanation.
fun.
It's not in the trailer
I like
whatsoever.
that.
but
Yeah, that would be a
Because,
better
like,
explanation.
In the show, I'm not sure in the comics, but in the show Justice League Unlimited, Hades was her father.
Yeah.
Right. I
Right.
think that might be the real thing, the real story. I don't remember.
No, her story is the Clay story.
Right, but she had a father too, didn't she?
No.
Or no. Okay.
No,
so
her
that's
mother
just
made
Justice
her a
League
clay and held her
Full
up to
disclosure, I'm not the biggest Wonder Woman
the... Nah,
fan.
that's... Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
she was all clay, baby.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no. So the trailer looks great. It looks like Pedro Pascal is going to be playing Max Lord, who's been a great DC villain. But it looks like he's got this like Tony Robbins kind of motivational speaker type of role in this world, and it's probably there's been a couple of James Bond villains that have been like motivational speakers, and it's gone to like to the you know, the nth degree. Like I'm talking like past James Bond movies. And they've become like supervillains, so that could be kind of cool.
I feel like that was a big thing in the 80s.
It was a
so,
big thing in
yeah.
the 80s for sure. The one thing that fucking twisted me a bit was we didn't talk about Kristen Wiig. So Kristen Wiig is
yeah.
playing Cheetah, and apparently the Cheetah effect is going to be practical. So
Interesting.
yeah, very interesting. That's what Patty Jenkins has been saying, that it's going to be a practical effect.
I do like Kristen Wiig in general.
I do. I like her too. I don't know if she can be a super villainess. I don't know if that's going to
I think
be
she
in
can
her
pull it off.
wheelhouse.
I don't know. I feel like she
I
can
don't
pull it
know.
off.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, with villains, you never really know. Like Heath Ledger wasn't the best choice, right?
Yeah.
But then look
I
at
liked
that.
Heath Ledger. Yeah, I
No,
like.
I mean, no. I mean, obviously, he was a legend after. I'm saying before he was Joker, when he was chosen, most people were like, "Oh, what?"
Oh right. Okay.
And then
The guy
like,
from 10 Things I Hate About You is going to be the
guy
Joker.
from A Knight's
Great
Tale,
movie.
and then
Oh,
he
'cause he
fucking
did a
blew it
great
out of the
job.
I
water.
don't
Yeah,
know.
that was
I just knew the
wonderful.
title.
So my point was that like we never really know,
Yeah.
especially with villains,
Right.
because there's so many liberties taken with villains these
True,
days.
true.
We'll see. But the practical effects really is interesting to me. How would that look,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like the cheetah is like very animated, right? It's like I don't know. We'll see.
So, do you think we'll see any cameos? Obviously, we won't, because it's already been set up that they haven't met each other until Batman v Superman and Justice League. Like that's literally when she meets everybody.
Yeah.
Flash,
And plus
Cyborg.
it's like 1984.
Yeah. They could, and if you guys are hearing me, could do a Green Lantern cameo.
If
That'd
it's-
be sick as
Do
fuck.
you think we
could.
might see a Birds of Prey plug, or do you
No.
think they're gonna plug anyone from that?
No,
'Cause I could
I don't
see that
think that'll
being
happen.
more likely.
No, I don't think that'll happen.
Oh, because yeah, well, Yeah, I don't know.
If we
like,
say
probably
cameo, I
not.
feel like it would be someone from Birds of Prey because that would be the same audience, right?
Well,
they
they
would
could-
want people who are watching Wonder
but
Woman.
I don't know if it would be the same tone. Like
They-
the show
Yeah, Wonder
doesn't
Woman-
seem very interchangeable
Yeah.
with anything. But like I get your point. Like
Yeah.
demographically, it's probably the same.
If I was gonna plug something, it would be Birds of Prey. If I, was gonna do a cameo,
I kind of
or
want
something.
Green Lantern. I like your idea for sure.
That could be cool.
because they need a tie-in.
And
they
it's
need
Washington.
a tie-in like ASAP.
And it's
I don't know
Washington. He's a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if
But-
anything's in development for it yet. I mean, they could, but
Right.
just because there's nothing in, well, there could be something in development. We don't know.
Right.
The Martian could be.
So the armor,
Moving on.
the armor with the wings. She flies. Why the fuck does she need
I
wings?
don't know. Is that wing thing gonna be legit? Like, is that real?
I don't know, dude. I have no idea what that shit is.
Do you think it's
You
just
know
because
what?
like she wanted to be like a fairy or something?
You know what? I kind of thought for a second
Or, like,
maybe
angelic.
maybe word gets out. No, that's not gonna work because nobody knows about her. I was gonna say maybe word gets out and like she becomes like she becomes celebritized.
Yeah, but no one
No,
knows
yeah,
about her.
nobody knows who she is.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what that's all
Yeah.
about because I do see her fighting without that in a lot of the scenes.
Yeah, I do too.
So I don't know what that is.
I love that she's riding the lightning with her fucking lasso, like
That was
Spider-Man.
interesting, yeah.
That was sick as fuck. I want to see more of that shit. That was really cool. That was really really cool. All right, moving on. Black Widow.
Oh, I like that trailer.
We saw the Black Widow trailer too. How good does the Black Widow trailer look?
That
Looks
was
so good.
Looks really
doesn't
good.
age.
No,
Yeah.
no.
She looks younger in this movie than she looked in Endgame.
maybe
Yeah.
they like airbrushed her or something because she is supposed to be younger in
Yeah.
this movie.
And again,
so.
another movie where we're going back in time. We're not in present day or we're not moving forward. And there's a lot of new characters in this. The Red Guardian, played by David
Yeah,
Harbour
that looks cool.
from Stranger Things. And then
Rachel
there's Rachel Weisz and the White Widow,
Florence,
Pugh.
yeah, who's also going to be in Little Woman. coming
Oh
up.
yeah. Well,
Interesting.
gotta go see that.
I will go see that.
It sounds right
But
up my
she's
alley.
also inside that one horror movie that came out in Midsummer.
Little Woman's the best.
She
I'm
was
gonna
in
go see
Midsummer
that.
as
Okay.
well, so she's gotten like a
never
lot of
seen it.
hype.
Cool. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, this looks really good. This looks like a very good, accurate depiction, like a depiction of Black Widow where she was at in the beginning of Endgame, which
Yeah.
is like her crisis with having a broken family.
Yeah.
like it feels like it's this like family central thing where she has to choose between
Yes,
one
man.
or the other, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
it's so appropriate. Like it was
Also,
very well
Going
written, I
back to
think.
the Red Room.
Yeah.
Is what we see there.
Yeah.
And like seeming it maybe like dismantling it or whatever. Because
Right.
like, she's coming to terms a lot in like the Avengers, like what has been done to her. Because what has been done to her is horrific.
Right.
Yeah.
Also that white suit that she was wearing. I loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. The scene that grabbed my attention the most was when she's like she's skydiving amongst debris.
Yeah.
And like it looks like something blew up, and she's literally like pulling herself through, like just
So
like
dope.
fucking like it
She
looks like
would
free
do that.
running. It looks like a combination of free running and skydiving. Like
Sky parkouring.
it was nuts. It was fucking nuts.
So cool.
And then Taskmaster, I don't know how you feel about like I know you know who Taskmaster is, Chris.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about the way that they designed him, but I'm not feeling that face mask at all.
Yeah.
They could have gone with like a Casey Jones kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of
Right.
Face
thing.
masks
I
are
think
like
that could've
always
looked cool.
very hard
So hard.
Yeah.
do because like they look okay in comics, but in like real life they always end up looking
There's no
like,
justification for it.
strange.
It's hard to find a justification for
Yeah.
something like that. Like unless you're spec, like it worked for Crossbones. Like if you're Spec Ops and you
Yeah.
have like some armor thing,
Yeah.
it works. But
Yeah.
if it's a gimmick, it's just gonna look
Word.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't know. Like I'm with you. I'm not sold on it.
Yeah, I'm
right
not
now,
sold on
but
it at
we'll-
all.
we'll
But
do it.
It does seem like a good movie though to like start off the new phase with, kind of something like close to home. And I'm hoping we're gonna get like more of a conclusion to Black Widow's ending. Because for me, like I think I've mentioned this before when we talked about Endgame, she didn't really get a funeral scene. Like she
Right.
didn't really get a real mourning scene. They kind
Which
of
she
had that
should've.
thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope
Yeah.
this will kind of be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. 100%. The entire movie, I think, is gonna be that.
yeah, and we're also being told Hawkeye's making a cameo
Yes.
and
Yay.
Tony Stark is making a cameo.
That should be fun.
So to see how they fit into that story will be interesting.
Ronan, I think, not Hawkeye.
No, it'll be Hawkeye
Would
because
it be?
it's a prequel.
But it's after the snap, isn't it?
No, it's a prequel.
Oh, I thought it was during the 5 years that.
No.
Oh shit! Is even before that?
No, it's after Age of Ultron apparently.
Oh, my bad.
No, Civil War. Sorry, Civil War. After Civil War.
Okay,
Before
okay,
Age
okay.
of Ultron.
Did she have
and then
long
after
hair
Civil
after
War.
Civil
wrong.
War?
Sorry.
Did she have long hair after Civil War?
She had blonde hair.
Yeah.
It was long.
Yeah. Pretty
It
sure.
was long and red, and then she gets the white hair when they're. That's right. Yeah. I
Yeah,
knew
it's
this.
after-
when they were.
Her hair is going to be an
Yeah,
indicator.
hair continuity is very important.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me.
It's when they were hiding out from them because they got because of the Accords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Duh. I
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
this. My bad.
And Red Guardian looks interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like he hardly
looks
fits into his costume.
he does.
Which is hilarious. It's
He's
like
still fits.
maybe they got that idea from Fat Thor. I don't know, but like it
Or,
was
or
almost
the
like
Incredibles. They did that in the
oh,
Incredibles
true,
too.
true,
Yeah.
true. Maybe they were like, hey, David Harbour, like we want you to be a superhero, but we don't want you to fit into the costume. Can you do this for us? He's probably like, yeah, let's do it. No, so I don't know how he's gonna play into like honestly, my take is he's gonna die. That's my take. Because
Yeah.
like there's no other mention of him in the future. He's kind of the Russian
Or he's
Captain
gonna
America,
retire.
or he's gonna retire. Like I don't see him passing over in any other future MCU projects. What do you guys think?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think this is it. I think I don't think he'll be. I don't see him being in any other ones. I don't know if he'll die.
He seems like comic relief in this movie.
Yeah, I
so.
feel
Yeah.
like his death is gonna be integral to Black Widow's whole like breaking the family like deal. Like I think he will die, and it's gonna be this like pivotal moment for her.
Cool.
It's just like another family breaking.
All right,
Guys, but like I have to say, they really can't screw up Taskmaster, man. He's a fan favorite. You guys like.
Well, as long as they get his powers right and they get his fighting style right,
They gotta get
Then-
they gotta get his
then-
feel right. I don't
yeah,
know.
that'll be.
They need to have
Who's playing him, by the way? Has it even
Oh.
been announced? Yeah. So as far as the cast goes, one of the big question marks right now is Taskmaster. We know, like, there's no information on who's playing Taskmaster yet. However, O.T. Fabignali, I think I'm pronouncing his name probably completely wrong. He's the guy from Handmaid's Tale, the guy that plays what's her face's boyfriend, or husband. Sorry, and Lucas, and he's uncasted. Apparently, he's playing a guy named Mason or something. So I don't think he has a martial arts background. So I doubt he's Taskmaster. But who knows, right? So I'd be interested to find out. I'd be interested to find out who's playing Taskmaster.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll get revealed soon.
Maybe they don't know yet.
Maybe. So the next big trailer to drop was Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that looked great.
Stranger Things much?
Yeah,
It looked a
It
lot
has,
like-
it has a Stranger Things.
It literally
girl
has
had-
kids that look like the kids in Stranger Things. It has one kid from Stranger Things.
And when the
Then it
girl
has
was like
other
11.
kids that look exactly like Millie Bobby Brown.
I'm okay with that because Stranger Things is a Netflix TV show, and this is gonna be a movie. So
Well,
It looked. I don't know if I would go see it, but here's the thing. Like, I don't think I grew
I'm
up
gonna
in
go
like
see
the
it. I have to go see
Ghostbusters
it.
timeline.
Yeah.
So for me, like, do remember Ghostbusters kind of being a thing.
love
I remember the
Ghostbusters.
song, but because it wasn't really like part of my.
did you see the first one?
I'm very sure I have.
Okay.
I'm like very sure I've seen it, like with my family at
Okay.
some point, but I like don't have vivid memories of it.
I like Ghostbusters a lot. So
I like
I'm definitely
Ghostbusters
gonna go
too.
see it.
You-
This
you-
excites me.
You dressed up as one.
I did. I was Egon
That
specifically.
was-
So I dressed up as a Ghostbuster the same year that the all-female Ghostbuster movie came out, which I never watched. I was Egon. I was not the female Ghostbuster.
That was an awesome costume, by the way.
I
So-
even did my hair like puffy
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
front.
So apparently the story takes place in the future. Well, not future, but present day. And it follows Egon Spengler's granddaughter or something, or niece or something, some relation to him. And there's something going on in their town. And apparently Finn
Who are you gonna
Wolfhard, the kid from Stranger Things.
I think even the dad from Stranger Things was in there. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
didn't see the dad. I saw Paul Rudd.
Oh, okay. It kind of looked a bit like the dad.
And apparently all team up to like fight some sort of supernatural threat. The one thing that caught my eye was the Ecto-1 having the gunner seat from the toy. Like back in the day, like you could get the Ecto-1 and you could hit a button and the fucking side door would pop out and like you could literally pop the seat out and like with your proton pack you could have your guy sitting in the seat as it's driving down the road. That was really cool. That really grabbed my attention.
I just like the part where the girl has the trap for the ghost and she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah,
and
she
then
finds one.
he has to explain to her, well, this is a trap and this is what it does. And, there's not really reports of ghosts now, but back in the day, 30 years ago,
hilarious
it was like a
that they
huge
touched
thing.
back to the whole thing about nostalgia too, right?
Yeah, so I loved it that it's actually tied in to the lore from like the original films. So that's kind of cool.
Well, I'm definitely gonna go see it. It definitely feels a lot like Stranger Things to me. It feels way too polished. Like it's almost like the campiness is gone.
Oh, well.
Like I really like the campiness of the first one and the second one, and it didn't feel like there was any humor in it either.
Well, there was too much campiness in the all-female one, so they were probably just trying to like
balance it out.
Course correct.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call the all-female one campiness. I just call it a shitty movie. But yeah, that would be my take.
I didn't see it, so I can't say. But like
You
based
didn't
on
see
what
the-
I heard,
you didn't
based
see
on
the
what I-
all-female
I
one?
will watch it. I will watch it eventually.
see the
but-
all-female one?
No, again,
It was
like
a
I didn't get
misfire.
excited about it. It wasn't
Ghostbusters
like
is like not my
Not your thing.
major
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
I just like, for me, I don't know. I just didn't see it.
Gotcha.
Like
Gotcha.
I probably won't see this one either. But
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
I remember the original. That's okay with me. That's all I'm watching.
Well, I'm sure we got some Ghostbuster fans out there. So leave us a note on meanwhile_pod. Let us know what you guys think about this trailer. I really didn't know what to make of it. Like, it just really felt really polished. Didn't really have a lot of the 80s campiness vibe that I really dug in the original. I'm hoping that comes back somehow. I know that Bill Murray's in it, which will be great.
Awesome.
Dan Aykroyd's in it.
Nice.
So those are hopeful names to hear attached to a project like this. You should have those guys in it. They're the originals. So I think that'll be cool. But yeah. So next, the last thing on our little to-do list is Marvel made some announcements at CCXP, which is Comic-Con in Sao Paulo or
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo,
I'm just
Brazil.
making it up, yeah.
Or it's in Brazil. And apparently they showed a couple of stills from the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And Bucky's got still the same haircut style he did at the end with the short hair and whatever. Anthony Mackie still looks...
What, Chris? What? What's that look?
I missed the hair.
Okay.
Anthony Mackie still looks the same.
And by the same, you mean
Awesome.
wonderful.
Yes. There's no indication of who's Captain America, who's not. There's not really any new information in what's been given. The things that you did get new information in is there's actually a production photo from WandaVision in black and white of Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen. And Elizabeth Olsen, right?
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen. And she looks like totally just like Leave It to Beavered, like you would not believe. Like it pearls, like, the classic like gown, like dress, whatever, house dress or whatever. And they look fantastic and it looks awesome. And it definitely piqued my interest in terms of what we're going to get from this show. It looks really cool.
the pearls in the dress piqued your interest.
Yes. What?
I know these two shows are two I'm actually really excited for.
Yeah,
I think they will be really cool. And
Yeah.
I mean, I really love the dynamic between Winter Soldier and Falcon, and I really like the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Damn it,
Wow.
I knew it.
But I like those characters because we can share the love.
No.
And we got
no sharing.
We got some new information on the Eternals because that's the next one out.
Yeah.
So it takes place over 7,000 years, apparently.
That's a normal timeline to follow.
Yeah. So 7,000 years. We're going to go back to like ancient times, apparently.
That's gonna be weird.
All right, confuse us.
I
Let's
love
go.
it. Yo, man. Like, yeah, because Gilgamesh is the first epic that has ever created. Like, the first recorded story
Yeah.
is Gilgamesh, the Epic of Gilgamesh. And I don't, 7,000 years ago, I don't know if that's when it was. The agricultural revolution was what, like 12,000 years ago?
Yeah, about that.
Is the movie gonna
it's
jump
5,000
back
years
and
after
forth?
that.
Yeah,
between
it's
all
going to
the-
jump. Yeah, it's going to jump
Oh, it's
because
gonna be confusing.
the reason they did such a multicultural cast apparently was to be able to put them in different geographical locations
that makes
and have them fit into their surroundings, basically.
No, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. So, and they showed, I think they showed some stills from the costumes, and they look really fucking cool. And I told you guys I read this series, which was great. I really I really enjoyed it. But like I said, they made one casting choice that's going to make one of the cooler story choices that they made within the comic book very difficult in this one, like to do. So I don't know exactly what the entire story is going to be, but it's definitely going to tie into the Deviants. It's definitely going to tie into the overall how the Marvel universe has evolved. They'll be involved in that and somehow. So that's basically it. Because like there's not really a lot of information from this particular show. Apparently, all the people in the audience got told to put their phones away. People were trying to film it and shit and whatever, but really didn't get a lot. But apparently, there were some scenes that were shown from the Eternals. So,
that's one I'm excited for. Actually, I'm excited for like an.
I'm excited now after I read it. Like I am excited to see it now that I read it.
As long as it works, like if it's something that works as a movie and has a good story, then I think it could be fun.
Well, the vibe that I get is the grander, like this is going to be a very grand story. Yeah. Like if you're telling a story over 7,000 years, like it's going to be, there's definitely going to be a lot of like very similar things to what we hear in terms of like the Ancient Aliens narrative or Finger of the Gods.
Ancient Alien.
Like that, those type of things. I think there'll be a lot of echoes of that, which I think will be fucking cool.
And people will like that. Audiences will like that.
Well, dude, there was literally... Yeah, there's a huge market for that shit. So, So that pretty much... Oh, the last item. I just read this today. Apparently, the new Batman movie has a working title, and it's called Vengeance.
Working title. So we don't know
working
for sure.
title. We don't know for sure.
Okay.
But that is interesting.
We don't know for sure.
And my thing was that this could relate back to, like, are we going to see his parents die again? It's going to be that, but I don't know. Like, I really don't know. So.
Yeah, we have no idea. So we got Robert Pattinson as Batman, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Paul Dano as the Riddler, and who's the other motherfucker? And then we got Jeffrey Wright playing Detective Gordon or Commissioner Gordon, depending on where he is in the timeline. So this is gonna be a fucking awesome cast. This movie's gonna be dope, like without a doubt. Like, okay, hands up, who thinks this movie is gonna surpass anything that Chris Nolan did?
Can you guys see our hands?
I think I'm. I think I'm just tired of Batman movies. I'm way more excited about the other properties.
I don't think anything can beat The Dark Knight for me.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight was so good as itself, like a standalone, and people can say what they want about like the third one as well. You could say that there were like
the first and second
faults with that.
Yeah,
it alone really I think redefined like sort of that genre, and it made it something that a lot of people didn't think it could be. So
Frank, how do you feel about Joker 2 movie?
That's a rumor.
Coming out. Okay.
That's a rumor. It's not confirmed yet.
I would not be down. I think
that's weird, right? Like, how would that tie into everything if that happened?
I don't know, man. Like, that's just a rumor, which I'm glad that it's just a rumor. Apparently, Todd Phillips has pushed back and said that. So apparently, Todd Phillips, like when he first approached Warner Brothers to do the Joker movie, he wanted to basically take all the DC villains and to do something with them. So I don't know how far that's gonna go, but anywho.
Interesting.
Yeah, so all right, we're gonna sign off here. Thanks again for listening, guys. We really hope you're enjoying the show. Please engage with us. Send us messages on Instagram. Let us know your thoughts, your feelings. Let us know what you're excited for. And hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Oh my lord, you sneak it in there somehow.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, @meanwhile_pod on Instagram. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, definitely let us know what you think. We really, we're really having fun doing this. Our Watchmen show is coming to a conclusion with our next episode. So get caught up on that show. Listen to our after show. I think you really enjoy it. We have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of jokes, but we also dive into a lot of interesting, complex ideas and provide deeper thought into what goes into this show. So again, this has been Frank.
This is Christina.
It's Chris.
Baba.
Peace.
Thanks for listening.
Later.